Hello beautiful people, happy Sunday and welcome to your practical application of astrology. So as you can see, this is from Bulgaria, the first one from Bulgaria. I already recorded my astrological forecast, which was already released, and that one is predominantly focused on Capricorn Full Moon number 1. So if you would like to hear more about astrology that's going to be taking place next week, then that one is already on my YouTube channel. This one is going to be a little bit of a introspection and retrospection of what's been going on for me personally in this week and how astrology has been showing up for me. We had quite a few aspects. Of course, we had all these sextiles to Chiron, and then also there was a square between Mars and Pluto and Mercury and Saturn. And then tonight, Sunday night, we are experiencing the square between Venus and Neptune. Then there will be square between Mercury and Neptune tomorrow, and both Venus and Mercury will move into the sign of Cancer, and also Moon that is still in the sign of Libra. As I'm recording this, Moon will move into the sign of Scorpio tomorrow. So it will be quite a shift of energy. Everything will be moving into the water. We know that next week we are also starting the Cancer season, so very watery, very intuitive, a lot of emotions. And me being Cancer Moon, I've been tapping into this all week. It's just been kind of interesting to observe the massive shift that has taken place just by changing location again. I arrived in Bulgaria exactly a week ago. And yeah, ever since it's just been like another reset point. Things started to reset again because after all that craziness of Slovakia and then England and then all the shocks that I've experienced last week with this Mercury-Uranus conjunction and all the rest of it, it's just been wild. So being here in Bulgaria in my witch cave, as my good friend reminded me, that's what I called it last year, it gives me an opportunity for a reset. And one thing that I really came to realize, came to conclusion, or came to understand is that the best way to deal with this unknown and these unprecedented times, and also not knowing what to do next and where to go and what actually is happening and all the rest of it, is really to surrender and just be patient. And this is actually the message that came in 2 channeled messages that I wrote. I wrote one for myself, which was the guidance from my higher self, and also I channeled another one yesterday with the intention to read it today as a guidance from my spirit guides. But then when I reread both of them, I couldn't decide which one to read because I think both of them could offer some value to people listening perhaps, so I decided I'm going to read both. Because to be honest, I don't have that much to share from my own life, because this week really was about like kind of just slowing down, because after all that stress of the past few weeks, and it literally feels that since I left Mexico, which was just over, 1.5 months ago, I really feel like the stabilizers came off and the world just started spinning very, very quickly. And I'm just trying to find my footing, trying to find my ground. And also, as I was saying in my astrological forecast, this Mars in Taurus is actually exactly where Mars needs to be right now. Is the perfect place for Mars with everything else that's going on. And us entering into Cancer season next week is just going to get even wilder. All these emotions and everything passing through Cancer that's going to square Chiron. So it's going to be, I feel, very emotional, very intense, just as it could be expected from Cancer season. And of course we have these 2 full moons in Capricorn, and in between 2 of those there is this new moon in Cancer. So this is all very feminine energy, very receptive energy, very emotional times. And I feel that this is exactly what's needed to get our hearts back online, to get unfrozen and get unstuck from just being constantly in our logical mind, in our logical brain, and trying to resolve the problems and issues in our life and in our world based on the solutions we tried to use in the past and that didn't work, which is exactly what's been going on in my personal experience, and having all these decisions that have to be made and trying to figure out how to proceed, how to go forward, what to do, where to go, and all the rest of it, with all these restrictions connected to visa and my current only passport that I have and stuff like that. And even yesterday I had a conversation with my dad, which was very triggering for me, because straight away he went for the Achilles and the things that I feel insecure about or haven't resolved for myself. And actually I just said that, well, you know, I have at this stage less than a month in Bulgaria, which was meant to be 3 months. That's what I planned, 3 months in Bulgaria, in other sanctuary, in other cocoon, in other opportunity, just to be with myself and just to really absorb this energy of the mountains that I'm surrounded by and being in the nature. And it's 11/11, as I just said that. And yeah, now everything's changed, as I shared in my last astrological practical application of astrology in my last video last weekend before leaving Slovakia. Everything has shifted, everything's changed, and even though there is a certain level of peace in my heart, knowing that, oh yeah, the way I've been living my life until this point, it cannot go that way, you know, forever. There has to be certain alterations, certain adjustments, because it wasn't really making me super happy. If I'm really honest with myself, it did get to the stage where I was thinking, like, is this really what my life is gonna be from now on? Like, it's just like this? Like, even though, like I said, it's got a lot of gifts, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to travel, but all this instability and in a sense the insecurity because of all these continuous changes with regards to visas and restrictions and stuff, especially as I mentioned, having only British passport, and since Brexit and everything, the restrictions are just getting crazier and crazier for people that hold only British passport, especially if you are in, you know, Europe or want to stay for a long period of time in Europe. So anyway, without going all of this politics and bureaucracy and stuff, because it's quite irrelevant at this stage, I just said to my father that I just want this 1 month to just be with myself, just to relax, to rest, to recalibrate, to reset, and to really just to be able to reconnect with myself, to be able to nurture myself, and to find this inner peace and inner equilibrium, to just give back to myself everything that's just been leaking out since I left Mexico, and to find a certain level of balance. And then from that place I want to make decisions, because also the another aspect of that is that everything changing so quickly and everything happening so quickly, and we have, like I said, this entire summer is just going to be wild with all these things that are taking place, especially the Mars-Uranus conjunction in July, and like I said, 2 full moons in Capricorns, and then we're going to have the new moon in Leo, full moon in Aquarius, and then Pluto goes back into Capricorn for the last time, and then we have the eclipses again in September and in October and all the rest of it, you know, which of course takes us then into another season yet, but it's just going to go quickly because everything is going so fast, even though very soon both Saturn and Neptune are going to turn retrograde, which once again is going to take us more inwards, and this is all in a sign of Pisces, to help us reconnect to our spiritual essence, to spirit, to that invisible realm, the realm that we cannot see, but it's available for us to tap into, to manifest from, because that which we see manifested is just a very tiny fracture of everything there is. They say it's like 5%, I think. So anyway, so this is where I'm at. I've just decided that, well, whatever decisions I'm gonna make right here, right now, are going to be limited, because there is so much I don't know, and so much that is going to change and take place in the next month between now and me coming back to Slovakia and then going back to England subsequently straight after. So I'm like, I'm not going to make any decisions where anything can happen, anything can change, and the decisions that I'm going to make now are going to just based on a limited perception that I have available to me from this very small vantage point that I have right now. So yeah, so this is how I'm resolving my situation right now. I'm just going to let it all go, let it all be, and I'm really trying to learn the lesson of Dr. Joe Dispenza's teaching, where he said that, you know, when you become no one, nowhere, and you nothing in no time, that's exactly where you want to be, because that's when everything opens up, then becomes unlimited. This unlimited potential of everything there is becomes available to you, and then you can become anything and everything in every time, no time, you know, like, it's just craziness. So and also because I've been taking things much easier, and my work schedule has been much lighter recently, I have much more time to actually consume content that I find very beneficial for myself, and offers perspective from different teachers, and very for me very helpful guidance at this time, especially podcasts from a guy called Emilio Ortiz. I find his podcast fascinating. He's a really wise, mature soul, even though he's very young, but age means nothing these days. And the people that he's bringing into onto his channel, onto his podcast, it's just mind-blowing. The people and the information and their perspectives and perception, and I just found it really healing to be surrounded by these energies, again, of not really people in my exact proximity, because I actually feel very introspective, again, very hermiting. I think I just maxed out by being in England and Slovakia, being surrounded by people like non-stop. I maxed out, and I now really need to be in my cancer cave, into my witch cave, and I'm just nurturing myself with all this energy, with all this prana that is being offered by these very magnificent teachers out there that share their wisdom and the information they are tapping into, for all of us to consume and to be able to then create a different realities from, and make a different choices. So this is what I mean. Like, I just feel these massive shifts that are again taking on my inner landscape because of the time that I'm giving to myself, the self-nurture that I'm going through at the moment, which is then going to potentially, I'm going to be a different person 1 month from now, which is why I am not making any decisions, long-term decisions, because I don't know who I'm going to be, and I don't know what will be the right thing for me 1 month from now. So that's why I know that people like my parents, especially my dad, he's Cancer Sun, and his Venus is in Cancer, so is my mom's Venus in Cancer. So for them, it's all about this safety and security, home identity, you know, everything being the same, staying the same. And I am Moon in Cancer, but my Moon is in the 5th house of Leo. So it's like, well, it has to be authentic to me. And this is something which, you know, is interesting. I just literally thought about it, that, of course, when Sun moves into the sign of Cancer, not long after the new moon, actually, I think it will be alongside with the new moon in Cancer, yeah, it's going to conjunct my moon. So that's what I mean. This is exactly what I'm feeling, that, well, I'm not even going to be the same person 1 month from now. So why worry about making plans for the rest of the year, where, yes, the one thing is for sure, that things are changing, but we all know that things are changing for everyone. But why make some plans for, you know, the upcoming month or years or something based on the past versions of who we were, because that's not who we are anymore. And that which we are right now is continuously changing, growing, expanding and evolving, especially with Jupiter now being in Gemini, which for me, Gemini rules my IC. Jupiter is in my 4th house. So, yeah, so like I said, with all these aspects that are taking place at the moment, everything passing through Gemini, first trine Pluto and then square Saturn and Neptune and sextile Chiron, and then in the Cancer season it will be different. You know, everybody's gonna square Chiron and it's gonna trine Saturn and Neptune eventually. Later on in the 2nd half of Cancer season, things are constantly changing, you know. Sometimes it feels lighter, sometimes it feels heavier, but this is life, right? Like, we're never going to grow and evolve if things always stay the same and nothing ever challenges us and everything is always comfortable. So anyway, you know, like I said, I don't have that much to share with regards to what happened, because not much happened. I spent majority of the week in my witch cave, going for walks in the nature, not as much as spending time in my witch cave, meditating 2-3 times a day, because I have time now, and yeah, still connecting with clients and you know, doing some channeling and also light language and writing channeled messages and stuff like that, listening, like I said, listening to content that I feel naturally attracted to and gravitated towards. And yeah, all the informations that I've been consuming has been very encouraging, because people who are tapped in know that, you know, all this stuff that's going on right now, it has to happen, because this old has to give way to the new. And it literally is a birthing process, and it is a messy process, but it doesn't mean that it, you know, that it has to be so hard. It doesn't have to be so hard. Like, actually, one of my best friends, she has 2 children, and she said that her childbirth was very, very easy. Like, I mean, was it completely painless? Probably no. But because she set the intention, she meditated, she did yoga throughout the prenatal yoga, throughout the entire pregnancy, and she set the intention that this is going to be a magical, beautiful experience for me. And that's exactly what it was. That's exactly what she experienced with each of her babies. She had a wonderful experience. And yeah, this is like, you know, not everybody had the same. And I don't know, obviously I've never been a mother in this life, so I can't tell for myself. And, you know, I don't have the memory of this life of me giving birth or something. And it also is about what the soul wants to experience, what the child wants to experience, the soul that's being birthed, and all the rest of it. There are always contracts involved that are involving everyone. It's not just this one person, right? Like, everything is always impacting everything and everyone else. But just, you know, just the power of our intention, the power of our mind, the power of our soul will, right? That we really can create and manifest and attract into our reality anything and everything that we want. Which is exactly why I'm trying to reset my vibration, my frequency, and my mind, and let go of these attachments to the stories and identities and how things were and how things were resolved in the past, where in the past I encountered similar issues or problem or challenges and try to resolve them in the same way. I'm trying to just let it all go, just let it go, and just be open and receptive to something new, something different to come into my life, whatever that may be, because my biggest desire, really, I was listening, as usual, my favorite, Lee Harris. I was listening to one of his workshops that I purchased when I was still in Mexico, Soul Magic, from last year. And yeah, and it's been like that, you know, like what it is that when somebody asks you what it is that you want to bring into your life, what is the first thing that comes to you, you know, before the ego gets in and starts saying how it is impossible and, you know, all these things that are threatening our identity and comfort zone and the way things were, which, you know, is what ego knows, because ego is the archive of the past, right? But, you know, what is the first thing that pops into our mind? What it is that we want? What it is that we want to attract more into our life? And for me, you know, the first thing that came to my mind was expansion. I want more expansion. I want more adventure, more freedom, more connection, just feeling more alive. So however that's gonna show up, because you know, it's also about, well, be careful what you wish for, because you might get exactly that. And of course, again, expansion, it doesn't always mean that it's easy, right? But this is what I'm calling into my life. I really just want things to go beyond where I've been before, which is, like I said, you know, like my initial response is like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna go back to Mexico, you know, I'm gonna go back into my hidey hole and stuff, even though all the channelings that I've had and all the readings I received for myself said, you're not going back to Mexico. And not anytime soon, because your contract there is done, you know, like there are new landscape for you to explore, new experiences, but the ego goes, but it's safe, you know, I can grow in Mexico, it happened before. So anyway, however that's gonna play out going further this year, I really don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen, you know, past this month. I don't even know what's going to happen this month, but I definitely don't know what's going to happen past that. I know for sure I have to stay 3 months in England, because without that I cannot return back to Europe, because of these stupid rules that they have with all these, you know, restrictions for British passport holders and Europe. So anyway, so this is something, but how that's all going to play out, where it's going to lead, what's going to happen after that, I have no clue. And you know, in a sense, I'm just getting comfortable with not knowing. I'm getting like, I'm kind of trying to test myself and find the next layer of peace with all this unknown. Like, okay, yeah, you don't know. Okay, well, you know, okay, just fine, you know, just surrender to not knowing. It's fine, you know, just it's in a sense, it's literally, it is like this childlike curiosity. And that's actually something that's been coming up again in a lot of podcasts, you know, this, and actually it came in my own channeling a few days ago. That it really, that's what it is, you know, like we need to be more childlike, we need to be more open to this magic, to this you know, imaginary possibilities. So it's like, you know, again, when I don't know, because not knowing, you know, my brain trying to know, it's trying to figure out, like, you know, like this conversation with my dad yesterday, and I'll just like trigger, like, oh, how are you gonna pay for this? How are you gonna do this? How are you gonna do that? You know, how are you gonna sort all this stuff out? And I'm like, I just don't know. And I really don't care right now, because right now I'm in Bulgaria for less than a month now, and I don't need to know any of these things. I don't need to resolve any of these problems right here, right now, because for this next month, all I need to do is enjoy Bulgaria, enjoy Bansko, just savor this beautiful gift of having this 1 month to myself in my hidey hole of my studio apartments that I don't have to share with anybody. I can just be myself, with myself, do what I want, when I want, just as the way I like it. And yes, it's only for 1 month, but this is why I am not going to lose the peace of my present moment worrying about something that might or might not happen, because 1 month, it will go very quickly, but so much can happen in 1 month. As we all know, like, as I mentioned in my last practical application of astrology, my life completely shifted on its axis in few days, literally in that one moment when that border officer gave me that information. You know, everything tilted. Yeah, so 1 month is a long time. Anything can happen a million times over, you know. So anyway, so this is where I'm at. Like I said, 20 minutes in, and I'm talking about the same thing over and over. And it was free 2103 when I said that, which is the free Jupiter, you know. It's all about expansion and learning. Of course it is. So that's technically my message, you know. If you don't know, it's okay, because something better is coming. Something that you haven't experienced yet. Because everything that we know is what already happened, and do we want to keep recreating the same wheel, having the same experience over and over and over again? Not me. Maybe some people do, and it's fine. If that's where you at, if that's what you want, that's fine, you know. And my ego also wanted to have the same experience. Let's just go back to Mexico, you know. Let's go and live in the same Airbnb, you know. Let's do everything the same for 6 months again. And I'm like, no, we don't have another 6 months to do the same thing, because because the time is moving forward, you know. Everything is going forward, everything is going beyond, so we cannot keep going back and recreating the same wheel. It's just not available anymore. So anyway, with that, I'm going to read the channeled message. I don't know if I'm going to comment something in between. I have two, like I said, because I channeled one just for myself 2-3 days ago, and that where I was going to leave it, and then yesterday I channeled one with intention that, okay, this is what I'm going to read today. And then I read both of them, and I thought, actually, it feels to me that they are like continuum. They are picking on you know, they're like piggybacking on each other. So I was like, well, who am I to decide, you know, what I'm supposed to just keep for myself? So anyway, so this is what I channeled for myself a few days ago, when I was, you know, like fighting with myself, trying to find all this solution and decide and figure out all these things, you know, that are in the future that haven't even happened yet. And like I said, might not happen yet. And who knows, you know, who I'm gonna be 1 month from now. So anyway, so this is what I got. Walking the path of a human on earth is not always easy. It's an ever-evolving process, an ever-changing story. You cannot always keep up with the narrative, and things don't always make sense, at least not at the time when they are happening and you are in the midst of things. Circumstances don't look too bright to you right now, but trust the process, dear one. You'll find the answers you're seeking, and everything will make sense to you eventually. You'll be taken care of, and the path forward will be shown to you. There's a lot that you don't know yet that needs to happen first. Things have their own process of happening. Patience is required, and unconditional trust. Surrender to the knowing that everything is happening exactly as it has to, in order for everything else to follow. The ego wants to know, the ego wants to control, to feel safe so it can survive, but your higher self is taking charge of the process and navigating your journey exactly where it needs you to go from here. You were born for a purpose, with a mission to accomplish. You were okay, I had to pause because I can't always read after myself. Where am I? You were getting lost in your seeking, and now you will be guided to the right path forward. There's a lot of unknown because many things haven't happened yet. Life always unreveals, as it may, always unveils its secrets and mysteries with the passage of time. Time is passing increasingly quickly, as you know. So enjoy each present moment the best you can. It's all you ever have. So why wish it away worrying about the past or the future? Your future is being created in each present moment, but by focusing on the past, you keep recreating it to show you how powerful you really are. So focus on the vision of life you wish to be experiencing. All these inspirational figures and teachers are showing you that it is possible. It's available to all. Just learn to understand and practice until you master the skill of manifestation. It's all really just a game. Approach life with the curiosity of a child and everything will look very different. Things are changing very quickly. Nothing lasts for long, so don't despair about the passage of time. It's all about the right here and now. It's all happening in the right here and now. Just pay attention and focus. Don't allow the disruptions of the outer world to derail you from manifesting the life you wish to experience. Everything is possible, so don't disregard it because the mind says otherwise. You'll get where you are meant to go. What's yours will not pass you by. So trust the process of creating and flow with life. The change is here, but you knew it was coming. Rather than feeling deflated by it, feel excited about the possibilities that lie ahead that you're unaware of at this time. Spirit didn't forget you. You are always connected and deeply loved. Trust the process and all will be well. We love you always. So this is where I was a few days ago. So this is what I got for myself as a as a comfort message. And this is what I channeled then yesterday. What do my spirit guides want to share with me today? So this is for, what I had the intention to share today. Be patient, dear one. The answers will unreveal themselves in the perfect divine time. Many of you are being tested. Many of you are being tested, experiencing insecurities, trying to predict the future based on the past. However, that's not the way forward, not how things are meant to play out anymore. Allow the past to be your teacher. Learn the lessons and move on. Open your wings wider than before and trust that when you step into the unknown, they'll hold you up. It's time to start trusting yourself and trusting your higher self. The connection between the two is inseparable. It always was, is, and will be. You're not in this alone, and you need not to figure it all out by yourself. Give your spirit guides and your angelic team tasks to help you resolve the issues you are struggling with. Trying to find solutions based on the past experiencing only is very limiting at this time. You didn't come here to keep reliving your past. You came to go further and beyond any experience and memory that you accumulated in the times gone. Allow your intuition to guide you. Allow your visions and imagination to create a more colorful and exciting reality than the one you have been experiencing so far. Have a grace and gratitude for everything that was part of your journey until this point. Give thanks to those who played supportive roles in the story of your life. But now it's time to go beyond. With love and gratitude, release the patterns of the past which you no longer need to drag with you any further if they don't bring you joy and sense of wonder anymore. It's time It's time to tune into the invisible, unlimited realms of endless possibilities and choose the experiences you'd like to manifest into your life going forward. It's not always easy to think bigger and feel expansive when the external reality is not offering much of a proof for the alternative. However, that's more of a reason why it's so necessary to visualize and feel into these different realities and experiences and experience them into being, into living, into manifesting. The timelines are truly endless and the opportunity is there for your choosing. It's all a matter of frequency and vibration and being in alignment with those of a higher potential. The season of emotional and spiritual growth is upon you now. The water will always find a way to flow. Your emotions will always find a way to deliver a message. Your intuition will become louder and louder until you decide to listen and stop trying to figure it all out through the limited lens of the ego mind. This will be a very interesting new season that's ahead of you. More expansion and more rapid changes are awaiting you in those months yet to come. Best way to prepare is to nurture your inner landscape and tune into the language of your soul. It's always speaking to you. Are you listening? Perhaps it's the time to practice this forgotten skill. The stabilizers are off, your wings are ready, spread them and learn to fly. The skill of knowing has been within you all along. Trust it and you'll find your way. You'll be supported always. Okay, so here we go. So those are the two messages that I wrote, and like I said, it felt to me that they were a continuum, that they were actually building on the top of each other. So I thought that perhaps it was useful to read both of those. So anyway, I do apologize for not always being able to read after myself because my writing is not the easiest readable even to me. So anyway, okay, let's pull some cards. So which one we are going to start with? We're going to start with the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms from Colette Baron Reid. Okay, Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. Let's see what the Hidden Realms have in store for us today. One card, Spirit, please. Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. Nothing's coming. Oh, okay, there is a card. Okay, we have a reverse. The Lady of the Gift, generosity, receiving and withholding, and it was upside down. So the Lady of the Gift, it looks like a snow queen. Lady of the Gift, all in white, all purity, number 22. It's about duality, also about partnership. And then at the bottom, we have the World Lord, communication, praise, and dishonesty, number 47. That's a number of Neptune. And it's like a wizard writing into the book. Okay, so that's very interesting because that looks like light and that looks like, you know, like a lot of fire, like the inner world that we can't see. Okay, let's see what these two cards have to say. The Lady of the Gifts, number 20, and then number 43. Number 20. The Lady of the Gift, Challenger, when it's upside down. The Lady of the Gift says that the act of withholding isn't welcome in her world. In fact, withholding information is another way to lie. Are you doing this? Perhaps someone is doing it to you, withholding something in order to keep you manipulated and controlled, so you believe deep down you're not quite good enough. Now is the time for you to address the concept of withholding. If you see this in any aspect of your life, it's time for a change. Giving to others with the idea of getting something in return is also being warned against here. The best way out of this mire is to give with honesty and with an open heart and without expectation. The Lady of the Gift challenges you to be generous and compassionate. You can always start again. Yeah, the Lady of Light. Also, what came to me straight away when I started reading it, because of all these squares to Neptune, you know, Mercury, Venus tonight, Venus making a square to Neptune, and then Mercury making a square of Neptune. This is again all these things, all this information that we are being bombarded by to keep us in a continuous state of fear and disempowerment. You know, to be manipulated, whereas actually with all this information that is being channeled and coming through all these beautiful teachers and, you know, these people out there are showing the exact opposite. You know, when you listen to media and then when you listen to these different people connecting to the spiritual realms, the message is very different, right? So I feel, of course, this could be playing out on a personal level. Like, you know, where do we feel that we cannot give because there is perhaps not enough in the world, not enough going around, but also I feel it's about this information that might be coming through to manipulate and keep us play small, and again make us feel that, oh, we need to protect, that we cannot go out there and you know, like look for different ways to connect. It's also with me, you know, like I feel like, yes, you know, it's this continuous going in and out, you know, like trying to find connections, but at the same time trying to find the balance, like how can I make these connections with the outer world without losing myself in a process and then feeling depleted, but then also not, you know, also it's not available to me anymore. Feeling like, oh, I need to stay in my cave for 6 months. Like I only have a month, which I'm going to savor to the fullest. But then I understand that, you know, the way forward, even for myself, it's not through just continuous, constant 24/7 solitude. It's about creating these connections. So I'm very curious to see how this is going to play out on the worldwide stage, where we might be again made to feel that world is not safe, connecting is not safe, and you know, it's like this terrible place which we all just have to, you know, keep protecting ourselves from another one of us, which is part of the collective, which is what we all are. We are all part of human collective consciousness, right? And it's very interesting because this interview that I just finished listening to today, that's exactly what was being spoke about, you know, that this not just understanding the concept of the unity consciousness or oneness, but actually eventually coming to live in it, you know, as like on this like planet, you know, in the future. It's not even future because it already exists in this different dimension that we are moving into collectively, you know, this 5-dimensional reality and stuff, this connection through heart, Christ consciousness, or just, you know, heart consciousness, whatever we want to call it, it doesn't matter, the labels, which is again the number 2, you know, the connection, the number 2. And actually, let me read the upright, you know, if the Lady of the Gift was upright. The Lady of the Gift brings a message of tithing. To be your ally, she requires you to look at the nature and method of your giving to others. The world is your church, and you only need to distribute 10% of your wealth to others to ensure that the flow continues. Yet this doesn't necessarily mean giving money away, nor does it imply a direct action of charity, even though the tradition of tithing is material. In fact, the kind of tithing the lady asks of you isn't tangible or material at all. She's asking you to look at all human beings as important in the divine scheme of things and show others that you believe in them. Pay attention to how you treat people and be mindful of your perception even of seemingly poor strangers. If you see others as successful and abundant and act as if you believe they have value, blessings all around are assured. Your belief in others has greater value than you could fathom. This alone guarantees your success long term. Remember that you can only keep what you're willing to give. Which again, like, this is speaking to me about this world that we are co-creating and eventually will be experiencing as manifestation of our current visions and desires for the future of this planet. And this is how it's gonna be. Like I said, even in this, like, I will put the interview below, because I really recommend people to watch it with this Emilio Ortiz and this guy. So I really recommend to watch it, because this is exactly what he's talking about the future and how is it going to look, you know, like what is actually going to feel like and stuff, and where all these things that we are experiencing at the moment, like lack consciousness and these money issues and financial issues, and, you know, there is not enough, and seeing each other as enemy because somebody believes something different or somebody has more than somebody else and stuff. This will not exist. None of this will exist. I mean, obviously, I don't know if I'll be in a physical form to experience that, but eventually this is where we're heading. And anyway, it was just such a fascinating interview to listen to. Like, I will put it below, the link for that. So anyway, so yeah, so generosity, receiving and withholding, and it's about seeing each other as equal, as part of the whole. And this is not what we see. And like I said, these many messages, manipulation and information that is coming through the mainstream is creating the complete opposite. This, you know, that we are all limited and resources are limited. And because somebody has, somebody else can't have. And we're going beyond this story. So anyway, the World Lord, let's see, communication, praise and dishonesty. And this one was the right way. So let's see. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be connected to this first card. 43, number 7. Straight away, I'm thinking of the 7 of Cups. Choose wisely. 7 of Cups. What is hiding in these cups, right? So here we go. You know, let's learn from the past. You know, like Merlin, like a wizard. Let's learn from the past. We don't need to keep recreating it. The World Lord rules communication of all kinds and lets you know that positive interactions can be expected when he arrives as your ally. He only speaks with positive words and praises all he sees. He reminds you of the laws of abundance and praise. When you bless the world, it blesses you back. When you say affirming, supportive words, they carry an energy that returns to you in physical form. Remember that each one has power and will resonate into the universe, seeking its reflection in manifested form. Your body responds to praise, so does everything in the world around you. Praise it for its inherent health and beauty. Applaud yourself for everything you do, as even the tiniest accomplishments are important. Praise your bills, give thanks for the services you enjoy, and watch the ability to pay them increase as you align with Spirit's increasing power. This is also a time to remember the powerful practice of affirmations. Write them down and speak them aloud as spiritual exercise. Say it is so and it will be. It's a very auspicious sign when the World Lord chooses to be your ally. So yeah, I think again, like I said, these are very strictly connected. We can look at the world as the luck, or we can look at the world as the abundance. You know, the world either withholds the gifts or it offers the gifts, right? And it's all about the words. It's all about our thoughts. It's all about how we choose to identify that reality, right? Which is also with this Mercury square in Neptune from the personal perspective, from the evolutionary perspective, we need to identify things differently, right? We need to look at things from a higher perspective, from a deeper meaning, look beyond, see the actual true meaning of why things are happening the way they are, you know, why we are attracting people, experiences and circumstances into our life. What is the teaching behind that? So yeah, so I feel this is all about the spells that we cast. The spells that we cast and put onto ourselves based on the words that we use to cast these spells. So let's learn from the past and let's be mindful. And again, what is really the underlying message between these two cards is the gratitude. The attitude of gratitude. Be grateful for everything, and then everything will change. Okay. Now let's get a message from Sufi Wisdom Oracle. Yeah, we have all these wise oracles that we're going to be playing with today. Let me just get the PDF ready. Okay, I think this is the one. Yeah. Okay. Sufi Wisdom. Okay, what is the another wise guidance that we get in? Okay, Sufi Wisdom. What's the guidance from Sufi to support us at this time? Trust your gut feeling. Let your heart lead you to who you are. Look at all that green, right? And this is all with the Cancer again. You know, Cancer rules the gut, the stomach, gut feeling, your intuition. But not just that, you know. And also they said, right, like the gut, the heart, and the brain, they're all connected. You know, they are all different brains, right? The heart is the first one to respond. But, you know, the gut, they say it's got its own brain, right? So anyway, you can see how expansive this is, this connection to the heart, you know, all the green, the healing, like Archangel Raphael. That looks to me like Archangel Raphael, the expansion. Okay, let your heart lead you to who you are. And at the bottom we have open mind. Yeah, the gut, the heart, and the mind, right? Exactly like I said. Replace the old cycle with a new and exciting one. Exactly. Let's go beyond. Let's go beyond. You know, let's learn from the past. Let's see the world as an abundant, beautiful place, you know, and bless it, bless everything, bless everyone, be grateful and go beyond. Yeah, okay, this is very cool. So let's see, trust the gut. We start with the gut and then we move. Oh yeah, it's straight away popped up. So trust your gut, right? Let your heart lead you to who you are. Each person has been made for some specific work. The longing for that work has been put into your heart. We waste, the heart, the purpose, the Leo. We waste our energy designing and carrying out plans to become who we already are. Rumi, that's what Rumi said. The secret to having a successful life lies in having a combination of love and faith. Love is the power that makes us fearless to move forward. Faith develops perseverance in us. No matter how long it takes us or the number of challenges that come along the path, it takes both love and faith to lead us joyously to where we are going. This oracle brings grace to make you aware of a universe inside you. Reach for it by seeking experiences that would open new dimensions of reality to you. Discover what you genuinely care about and make sure you are being true to what you find. When you completely focus on what you are doing and are fully immersed in it, you are in a state of flow. Being in flow makes works effortless. Your creative power increases and you will be inspired and more motivated from within. Oh dear one, the way is open for you to see what is possible. The love you feel inside your heart is what directs and guides you to where you have been programmed to go. You already hold the map to your treasures. Your heart is already awakened to divine love. By trusting and following it, you will be strengthening your capacity to make decisions for your life. Soon you will discover your thoughts are seeds that will sprout and grow. You can break out of confinement and limitations and move beyond what others say you can't do. Mantra, I tell myself I can. It is time to turn my big ideas into reality. I have faith in my vision and believe in myself. Oh my God, they just confirmed my channeled messages. I'm grateful when that happens because, you know, as most people, I'm just making it up. Yeah, it's coming out of my, you know, whatever. So, yeah, you know, this literally just confirmed everything that was in my, you know, written automatic writing. So, yeah, this is what we're going to be learning in a Cancer season, I can tell. An open mind. going beyond. Look, there is a portal. There is a portal we can enter into, and this light being is poking into it. You know, it's all about frequency match. And look, the only other color apart from all the green and blue is this beautiful yellow and orange, right? And the pink, higher chakra, higher heart. But the orange, sacral chakra, and the yellow. Okay, what is this open mind? But the yellow is the least, you know, which I feel is like letting go of the ego, of the, you know, who we really are, you know, who we really are. The perception of who we thought we were is very limited. We are much more than what we thought we were. Okay, here we go. So this one. Replace the old cycle with a new and exciting one. Oh, you will feet willing to move. Oh, you with feet willing to move and a mind that is closed. Life rises in one who knows to open the mind as the river flows. Rumi. A spiritual gift helps you discern and choose wisely. Oh my God, didn't I just say? 7 of Cups, choose wisely. You are now endowed with the ability to clarify your thought process and bring new light to a situation. The oracle invites you to boldly open the window of your mind to fresh insights. Integrate your thoughts, place new value on your decisions, and confidently put them into action. Avoid criticizing beliefs that are contrary to your current ways of thinking. Try to be open-minded and more positive. Analyze the situation and look at all sides of an issue. When you weigh the pros and cons and stay open to new ideas and fresh ways of doing things, you will surely reap the rewards that you want. When you change an old, comfortable belief, you might feel uneasy and afraid for a time. This can make you feel vulnerable and unsure. Know that this is a great value, freedom and kindness in learning and listening to views other than your own. Be open in your mind to new ideas. You will give yourself the chance to explore a broader variety of options. You might not choose to change your belief, but be assured that this attitude opens you to the possibilities and help you to co-create with others. You are at the beginning of a breakthrough. Set sail for a new horizon. Open your wings, right? I discern the truth in what, that's a mantra. I discern the truth in what I believe. I am open to considering new ideas and thoughts as I seek the highest solution for everyone involved. Yeah, you know, Tithin, bless everyone, wish good for everyone, because we are all connected, right? Send the magic into the world. Learn from the past, rewrite your story. Tap into your heart, you know, your potential is already there, your purpose is already there. Sorry, I need to readjust myself because my legs are going to sleep. Okay, now building on that, we're going to choose the deck that's been really calling to me. I wanted to use it for next week because next week we are officially in Cancer season and we are not yet. But all these decks, they were like, use me, use me. So I'm like, okay, this one is from Ina Segal, Heal Yourself. And I actually have not yet used this deck. I haven't pulled the card from it. It was waiting for me when I came back from Mexico, but I haven't used it yet. And I think now is the right time. So let me get my booklet ready. Okay, here. Okay, let's see. Okay, heal yourself, because, you know, I feel that there will be a lot of healing going on throughout this Cancer season, especially with the trine to Neptune at the end of it, and all these squares to Chiron, and 2 full moons in Capricorn on 1 and 29 degrees on the first day of Cancer season and last day of Cancer season. I mean, you can't make it up. So, I mean, let's see what healing is taking place for us. Okay, what it is that we are healing at this time. Oh, okay, we have a jumper. Let's see. Temptation. Ooh, number 19. The sun, the ego temptations, you know. Like when we're trying to make the ego mind happy rather than the higher purpose. So yeah, Here we go, you know, temptation. Very seductive. And at the bottom is the home. Yeah, the home of the spirit is your body, is you. Home, finding the home within. Yeah, because otherwise we are looking outside, right? Perfect. We're looking outside of ourselves when we don't feel safe and secure within. 35, 8, and 19, 10. 8, the strength, right? Okay, let's see. 19, temptation. These are really beautiful cards, very like princess-like. Okay, temptation. So the first one, what temptation is there that we need to heal? Okay, temptation. Life is full of temptations, and right now you are being asked to choose the higher path. You need to prove that your need to prove that you are worthy and important is clouding your true purpose and tempting you to make wrong decisions. Become aware of what is happening in your life right now. Are you feeling bored in a relationship and looking for something outside of your partnership instead of being honest and working on the challenges you are experiencing or moving on? Is there a work opportunity that is tempting you to act without integrity in order to get ahead? Are you using money as an excuse not to follow your heart? This card asks you to focus on a bigger picture, be honest with yourself and take a higher path. Another opportunity that is much grander than what you have imagined is on its way. Just be open to it and allow it into your life. Action. Give yourself 5 minutes of uninterrupted time. Write down in what area of your life you are being tempted, what choices you have made, and what are the best choices you could make. Rub your hands together, then place them slightly apart from each other. Imagine that you are holding an orange ray of light between your hands. Focus on courage. What does it mean? Oh my gosh. Look at that. The orange ball of light, right? Open your mind. What does it mean for you to be courageous enough not to buy into temptation? Place your hands on the part of your body where you need courage the most. Send the orange ray there and repeat, I am courageous and I take positive actions that yield the greatest results. Imagine yourself acting courageously and doing what will lead you to the higher path. Well, that's definitely continuing the story. And then the home. Let's see what the home wants to tell us. But yeah, the temptation. Okay, this is a 35. That's the number 8. The number of strength that we are building this entire year. 35. Oh, I was like, where is it? Okay, it's here. How do you keep recreating home? In the context of teaching, let's use the word home to describe your unconscious ability to attract intimate partners with the positive and negative qualities your parents installed in you. This card honors the wounded child in you that keeps recreating home, hoping to get your childhood developmental codependency needs met. You might even provoke the other to act or look like your original parent. In a world where so many of our natural emotions were not encouraged and worse yet, suppressed, you are now encouraged to feel the feelings trapped inside you and that consistently sabotage your life. For some of us, home was an amazing, empowering and happy place, but for most of us it was lacking. There was unease and hurt. This is imprinted on our nervous system, which forces the dysfunction you had with your parents to rise to the surface with your current partner and people close to you. Action. Maybe your guardian's faces didn't show you love through the vital stages of development. Maybe there was abandonment or abuse. Have courage now to feel where that frozen pain is stored and grieve. Use music, photos, movement and memories to connect with your inner child. Touch your body to intensify the sensations you are experiencing with the intention of releasing stuck emotion. And evolved partner or friend can role play with you by offering you a non-judgmental and kind gaze as you express your story or feelings. Then your partner can play the role of your parent and tell you that you are lovable. Spend time communicating with the little you and be gentle and loving. Yeah, Cancer season. Self-nurture. The square to Chiron. A lot of things, unhealed wounds from the past will be coming up to the surface for healing. A lot of emotions. A lot of emotions will be moving, because with this sextile that took place now throughout Gemini season to Chiron was the green light. The green light, yeah, we're going ahead. We need to create a different foundation. So these things will be coming around again for us to look at differently, to redefine, to restructure. The 2 full moons in Capricorn, 1 degree and 29 degrees. During the first one, both Saturn and Neptune are direct. During the second one, they are retrograde. Also, during the Cancer new moon, they are retrograde already. So yeah, because this unhealed wound within us, it's what leads to this. The temptations, desire for external validation, which we are giving our power away, and then it's keeping us stuck in these stories of the past, in these stories of lack, this hurt. So it's all about, literally, this is a precursor to the Cancer season. It's all this, this healing, all this green, this healing, opening the heart, learning from the lessons of the past, recreating, redefining the story by feeling the emotions, allowing them to come to the surface. Because yes, it's the Cancer, the home for the spirit. If we don't feel safe and secure within ourselves, if the inner child doesn't, then we will always seek the safety and security in the external world, in the external parent, and they will never meet it, because they will be the teacher, the mirror, to show us that, oh no, you need to find it in yourself. And this is how we're gonna become Capricorn, through nurturing our Cancer, yeah? Okay, and now the continuum of this is the secret language of the soul, the message from the soul. So if maybe I still pulled, I wanted to just use 4 decks, but I couldn't decide between those 4 decks because they all wanted to speak. So I know there is a continuum, and then we're going to close with tarot, with the psychic tarot. Okay. So this is the secret language of the light, and it's the spirit, message from the spirit, from your soul. Okay, so hearing all of this that we already heard, is there anything else that our soul wants us to know as a collective consciousness, the spirit of the collective consciousness? Okay, oh, too many cards flew out. I cannot read all 5 of them. Okay, again, a message, please. Okay, there is a message. We already had this one. I already pulled this card before. I remember, I think I was in Mexico still. I definitely wasn't in Mexico because I haven't used this deck since. Meditation, in other number 8. In other number 8, and we are in a year number 8. Look, heart, again heart. Open your heart. Open your heart, open your mind. Heart, heart, meditation. Yeah, we need to connect. And then at the bottom, soul tree. Yeah, because we are all part of the same family. Part of the human, well, we come from the same source, from the same tree, but actually it's a time, I feel, for people to reconnect with their soul tribe. Yeah, come together. The light is connecting us all. There is a planet Earth. Yeah, we are all family on here. Yeah, but also we are authentic expression of the soul, and we came here in the groups. And now I think it's time where we are being called together as a group to become stronger. It's no better or worse. Everybody's needed. Everybody's got a role to play. But to really feel strong and supported and feel at home. Well, first we need to do the healing within, and then connect. Soul tree, and look at all the golden age. This angelic figure. That is streaming, the light is streaming into the planet, connecting us all, bringing these clusters of light together. It's all being overseen by the divine light, and this is the co-creation of the golden age. All the golden, all the yellow, all the star, the North Star, the destiny. Exactly where we're meant to be. And there's a 21. 21 is the It's the Judgment, right? Or no, it's the World card. Judgment is 20. It's the World card. Yeah, the endings of the cycle, beginning of a new cycle. 21, number 3, expansion, Jupiter, again Jupiter. Okay, we start with the meditation, number 8. There are like, you know, meditation and journaling prompts and stuff like that. I'm not going to read that. I'm just going to read the interpretation of the card. This one. With the heart consciousness. Yeah, the heart consciousness. Okay, so meditation number 8, love and master your emotions. Well, isn't that interesting? Like I said, continuum. You can't make this up. It's time to begin or resume a meditation practice. Gently reflect on how far you have come. Emotional mastery means choosing to be in charge of your life by adjusting your emotions, ideas, and intellect to something that feels easier and softer. Feminine energy, Cancer season. This discipline will liberate you by opening a door into the tranquility and wisdom of your soul's love. You can't go beyond limitations while you are still focused on them. Meditate by focusing on something that brings you joys, such as having a massage, playing with your pets, spending time with your children, or creating art. There is no right or wrong way to meditate. It is just a gentle shift in your attention away from the physical world and into a world of infinite possibilities. Meditation is a way of resetting your energy that brings you into a neutral place from where you can move forward. Your life experiences have led you here. Allow them to be the catalyst that creates joy and freedom. Okay, and that is just say meditation, you know, how you can meditate, you know, and journal work. So, yeah, this really reminds me of what I was sharing personally at where I'm at, that I am not going to make decisions about my future based on limitations and stories of the past and fear and feeling desperate to resolve something right here, right now. And this is exactly what I feel naturally drawn to, that I need to reconnect with myself. I need to feel whatever I need to feel and just tap into a higher possibilities than the ones that I've been, you know, like... playing with recently and being offered to choose from. So anyway, so this is for all of us. The true answers lie within. We know that, you know, just trust your gut, connect with your heart, open your mind wider, brighter, bigger, go beyond. And it's through finding the stillness, or not necessarily even like just sitting in a meditation pose like this person, just like she say, you know, it could mean anything, you know, creating art, going for a walk, dancing, singing, being in nature, playing with your dog, gardening, whatever it is that helps you to find this peace in mind, to tap into higher frequencies and let go of these worries and this hustle and bustle of everyday reality. And then we can bring the gifts and these newfound insights and profound epiphanies into the everyday reality, because there always has to be a balance, right? So, Soul Tree, number 21, the World card. The World card. Okay, let's see. Soul Tree. Okay. Trees are filled with wisdom. You are becoming more connected to nature. Trees are great holders of wisdom and knowledge. Next time you are near a tree, try asking it what it would feel like, what it would like you to know, and listen with an open heart. Open heart. Listen with an open heart for an inspired response. The same life force that animates you also flows through trees. We are all in this together. Now imagine that trees are physical manifestations of angels. Their divine essence flows deep into trees, as angels are far-reaching in their ability to help, care, and create. Trees, like angels, see and feel without judgment, always emitting an eternal stream of love. Allow angelic tree energy to flow through you, sending roots deep into the ground, forming a solid foundation that enables you to reach higher and deeper into the light and soul of you. From this vantage point, you can sculpt your ideas and dreams to be planted upon the earth for you to enjoy through your physical senses. So yeah, exactly. You know, that's exactly what I was saying, right? Meditation, but then we need to ground the energy, bring it into reality, right? Connect with nature. It's the both worlds, the invisible world and the physical world, and there has to be a balance, because we co-creating a new version on this earth, a world of this earth, on this earth, while we are in a human form, but at the same time going beyond the limitation of just the stories of who we are, the identity and the human body, because the body is the instrument, it is not a prison. Yeah, this is so spot on. And yeah, and that's what I feel, you know. Like, this is literally what's gonna be going on for us this summer, this season. We entering into summer, well, for Southern Hemisphere winter, but we entering into new season, and we starting it with full moon in Capricorn on 1 degree, squared by Neptune, no less, you know. And yeah, and this also speaks to me on this Mars in Taurus, you know, which is, like I said, Mars in Taurus is exactly the perfect place for Mars to be right now, with all this stuff that's going to be happening, all these emotions that are going to be flooding us. Mars is exactly where Mars needs to be, to hold us, right? Because it's the rule of the North Node. So, okay, let's just end with the tarot. I'm not even gonna read the interpretation from the book. I'm just gonna interpret it as a tarot. Let's see. This is the Psychic Tarot from John Holland. Okay, tarot, closing message of this prelude to Cancer season, closing message of this guidance for the week ahead. Okay, the crown chakra winked at us. Maybe it was a third eye. Either way, upper chakras connecting. Okay, 2 cards. 3 cards. Ooh, 3 cards. We have the waiting game, the 2 of Wands, patience. You know, things are happening, we are moving, but it takes time. 3 of Wands, you know, which is about, well, making the choice. This is the making the choice, and then setting on the cell. This is the co-creation, you know, the 3 number Jupiter again, expansion, but it's also about finding the stability, in a sense, of connection with others. You know, in the 3 of Wands traditional, right away, he's got the 3 sticks, and he's already setting on his journey, you know, into the horizon. He already made a choice, right? So we are in a time where we have to have patience, because things are happening. We don't necessarily see the manifestation. Again, we can see the tree, you know, we're putting down the roots. We are putting down the roots, right? Through meditation, we are connecting with our inner essence, recreating the foundation, putting down the roots, and then the roots will bloom. You know, again, number 2, just like we had, where did we have it? This here. Number 2, right? And everything is happening at the same time, you know, simultaneously. We are moving. We think we are still, but we are moving. Things are moving, but we are putting the roots. We are making the choice. We are creating, we are investing. Yeah, even though it is not 7 of Pentacles, but still. Okay, 2. And then, oh my God, we have also 2 of Cups here. But yeah, there is the 3. So look, this is literally 2. Then we have 2 hands, right? Connecting us, connection, creating connection, collaborations. Number 3, expansions. And then we have 2 of Cups was the 3rd card, right? And this one is spiritual union. Reuniting with your spiritual self. Again, the heart. Again, the green, you know, the healing. You know, the cup, the emotion, you know. So this is exactly, yes, this Cancer season, we might not maybe see so much happening on the outer world, but there will be a lot of changes happening on the inside of world, inside of us, in our inner world, because things take time. We are creating a new foundation for our future selves. Like, I mean, we're changing always, continuously, the spiral, right? And this is also helping us to reconnect with the people who will support us, with who we can co-create. You know, this is partnership and alliances, right? So we are, by getting to know ourselves better, reconnecting with ourselves, we then reconnect with the people who are really the right people for us. It's fire, you know, it's like the Leo. 2 and 3 is actually the cardinal energy. So this would be the Aries, you know, new beginnings in partnerships, you know. reconnecting to ourselves, inside of ourselves, you know, the spiritual union, our higher self and our human self, you know, the emotions leading to reconnection, but also creating new connections in the external world, the fire, so we can co-create emotions and fire, water and fire, you know, the creation, and then the water that nurtures the masculine and the feminine, right? The fire, the masculine and the feminine, the water. And then at the bottom, firm foundations, Four of Pentacles. It's interesting because before I even used this deck, before I started shuffling, this was actually at the bottom of the deck back then too. Firm foundations, exactly. So we have a sequence here. We have 2, 3, 4, you know. So it's universe saying something. 2, 3, 4, step-by-step process. 2 twos, you know. Things that take time, patience, because things are happening on an emotional level. External and emotional level, you know, as within, so without, as above, so below, as below, so whatever, you know how it goes. Yeah, because we're creating foundation, Four of Pentacles, you know, we're creating a stronger foundation, you know, so we can climb higher, go bigger, climb higher, saving for the future in a sense. Firm foundation, and is the back, the chakras, the stability, security, and even though it is red rhyme, it is the Pentacles. It takes time. 4, stability. Capricorn. 4 is the number of Cancer house. 4, Cancer. Number 4 is Capricorn. It takes time. You know, Pentacles are the slowest moving, but we have the fire here as well, right? So 2, 3, and 4. 2 twos. Number 4, 4, and number 3. Here, yeah, this is how it goes, right? There we go. So that's what's happening right now. We need to tune in. We need to find the emotional strength within, and that is helping us to create a new foundation, plant new roots that will hold us and that will blossom when the time is right. Divine timing, patience. Because the mountain is not being climbed overnight, you know. We need to create the stability, the stamina, vitality. It's also health, right? Pentacles, the material realm. So anyway, guys, this is where I'm at. This is where I leave it. I hope that there was some value in this. Perhaps other people resonate with what's going on. You know, in my current reality, I'm sure that I'm not the only one experiencing this, like feeling like there is a reset point and we are kind of like in a limbo, like where do we go from here? And that's because we're resetting the foundations, creating new, stronger foundation. So anyway, guys, I'll leave it at this. I wish you all a wonderful, well, if you're watching this still on Sunday, wonderful rest of the weekend, but I wish you all a wonderful week ahead, and I'll speak to you again next time. Much love, everyone. Bye for now.